Oh my goodness, it has been a minute since I have done one of these. I had this grand plan to do these diaries of a real estate agent, and it went so well for the first month. And then in the busyness of life and building the Tartan team, well, this is one of the things that fell to the wayside. But I'm back, because I do think that this is valuable. At least I hope that it is, to get to hear from me about what it's looking like to build the Tartan team, the different things that we're working on, focused on. And it has been a really exciting past, I guess several months. I think the last one of these that I did was in like November. So hey, happy 2024, y'all. But one of the things that has made it so exciting is that I've had a lot of clients that I've been able to work with. And that's been fun to have both a couple of listings, which I really enjoy listing homes. It is very, very fun for me. And I realized that, most every real estate agent says that they prefer working on listings, but it's not just like a preference thing for me. It's just that that's what really gets all of my creative juices flowing. I love marketing a property. I love telling a home's story. I love the challenge of getting my clients the absolute top dollar and best terms for their home. Those things, they just fire me up like few other things in life do. I like the pressure that selling somebody's home creates. And so I suppose all of those are very good and affirming things. It probably indicates that I should keep doing that and hopefully list a lot more homes. And fortunately, those listings have gone really well. One of those was for a good friend of mine who is an investor. He was doing a fix and flip on a home in Longview, Washington. Longview is not an area that I'm super familiar with. It's in Cowlitz County. Most of my business is in Clark County. Longview I mostly knew from when I was in high school and would go up and play soccer or do swim meets against Longview and Kelso High School. That aside, the Longview property was a lot of fun. That one was a vacant property, and so with my staging partner, the wonderful Liz Zalk, she helped me get that totally staged with her beautiful furniture. We made it show incredibly well. We got it under contract in the first weekend. And then I had one of my first ever experiences where the financing fell through for the buyer prior to closing, and therefore we had to go back onto the market, which if you've spent any time in real estate, you know that that's never ideal to have to go back onto market, but it happens sometimes. And we were able to go back onto market, and within just another week, we got it under contract again without having to do any price reduction, which is really remarkable. It speaks to how well the property showed and the kind of interest that we were able to generate by pricing it competitively and by marketing it really well. So that one is smooth sailing now, looking like it should close really soon. And then I also got to help some other clients list their home. This is one that I posted about quite a bit, a really remarkable property in the Barberton area of Vancouver. This is an area that's growing a lot, and they had a unique property that was over a half acre, but still really close into town. And the homeowner, she is just one of the world's greatest flower farmers, especially of dahlias. She had converted pretty much that entire half acre into flower farm. And so we were looking for a very particular buyer, somebody who had to have a passion for gardening and would see the value of all of the work and labor that her and her family had put into the property. And so we really went hard after that in marketing it, and we got a ton of interest over the course of that opening weekend, and we accepted a really solid, really awesome offer in the first weekend. So it was great to see the marketing efforts paying off so well, so quickly, and we are praying and hoping that everything else and the rest of that transaction will be smooth sailing. I've also had the privilege of working with several buyers. My same investor client is working on purchasing 8 luxury cottages in Philida, and that has been a bear of a project. I've got a friend who talks about big deals being like whales. They're so exciting, but they are also incredibly difficult to reel in. And this has been a complex deal with a lot of moving parts. And so we've been working really, really hard to pull this one off. We're very, very close to the finish line. This is not one that I'm going to celebrate until we are fully across that finish line, but it has been a really exciting, rewarding project to be a part of, a really fantastic learning experience. I've been so grateful for the sellers and the listing agent. She is a really well-known, well-respected agent here in Clark County, and so it's been great to get to work with her and with the sellers, and then of course representing my buyer, who is awesome, and I'm learning a ton from him about different creative finance options. So that's been really good. And then I'm also working with a handful of buyers that are looking at just their primary residence, looking for their dream home here in Clark County. And that's also been really fun. I've got some folks that are looking at new construction in the $1 to $1.2 million range. I've got others looking, actually most of my clients right now are looking at new construction, all kind of in that $750 to $1.2 million range, which I would say is really my sweet spot. That comes from both my time of working in new construction and selling a lot of homes at that price point. I'm really familiar with it. I know the new construction process and product really well. And so I've really enjoyed working with those buyers. But I've also been able to work with buyers that are looking at 1950s resale homes that have been updated, homes that are on a bit more land, homes that are really unique. And that has been a lot of fun as well, to take them to tour through several homes that have a lot of charm, a lot of character, some things that make you scratch your head and go, oh, why did anybody ever think that was a good idea? So it's been busy, but it's been a rewarding kind of busy that I'm grateful for. Of course, in the busyness and reactiveness to helping my active clients that are buying and selling, some of the things that are more difficult to stay on top of are things like this, the proactive work of being able to reach out and make connections with folks like some of you that may be looking to buy or sell in the near future. Another thing that I've unfortunately really let fall to the wayside in all of the busyness of the past few weeks has been my newsletter. The newsletter has been something that has been just a great touch point with so many of the people in my sphere and network. I'm very grateful for everybody who's ever responded to that with either encouragement or thoughts, or asking to look at a property because of something that I highlighted there. So that's definitely something I want to get back to, because I have loved that meaningful touch point. I want to keep doing things like this as well, that just kind of give you a peek behind the scenes of, all right, what is it that I'm actually working on? How are things growing? And hopefully we can celebrate some of the wins together, because especially in real estate right now, where interest rates have not gone the way that anybody hopes, and where affordability is still really tough. And as you've probably heard, rumbles about lawsuits and different things like that. It can be a discouraging time, not just for realtors, but real estate in general. And so it's nice to have some wins to share with you. It's nice to be able to remind you that, hey, people are still successfully buying and selling homes, and I've seen it firsthand because I've been a part of it with those clients. And so don't lose heart, folks. I'm not losing heart myself. Got to work extra hard, but if you're willing to do the work like I am, and like I know many of you are, you can successfully buy or sell your home even in a difficult market. So that's hopefully kind of brings you up to speed, gives you a peek behind what I've been working on. Hopefully you're seeing there's more content coming on the YouTube channel. One of the best moves that I've made in the last month was hiring a video editor. A video editor, his name is Tristan, and he is just doing phenomenal work, and that has been great to be able to. It's no problem for me to do this, sit down in front of a camera and talk to you. What is difficult for me is getting it off of the camera onto the computer, into the editing software, make it look somewhat presentable, and then upload it to YouTube and distribute it so that you can find it. Those are the steps that it's like, I don't know that I got time or the skill or really I want to connect with y'all, but I don't know that I got the desire to go through all of those steps, especially when there's so much else in life going on. So all to say, super grateful for Tristan and the way that he is able to edit this content, get it out in front of you. He's also really working on growing the Tartan team Instagram page. And so one of the ways that you could be super helpful to me is if you go to @thetartanteam on Instagram, follow, like any of the content that you see there. That's another way that I'm looking to connect with folks. And then of course there's my personal page where, that's, I do talk about real estate, but I also sometimes share songs that I'm working on or pictures of my kids or whatever. You can find that at Nick Offenkamp and follow along there too. But if real estate is what you're interested in and you want to know what's happening with the Tartan team and you just want the quick hits instead of this long form podcasty having to look at my face for so many minutes on end, well, you might prefer the Instagram page. So @the Tartan team, and I believe there will be a link to that in the description below. All right, well, give me, a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you got any questions, any thoughts, anything that you'd like for me to address, either in a future video or in a future diary entry of a real estate agent here. Hopefully there will be greater consistency on this part of the YouTube channel moving forward. But as always, I am just so grateful for each and every one of you who have watched this, who are following along in the journey of building the Tartan team, for every single one of you who has even just had the thought of, maybe I should call Nick to work with him. I'm especially grateful for those of you who have reached out and who I have gotten to work with. I feel just so incredibly fortunate to have had the world's greatest clients, and I feel very grateful that started this thing in September, and I believe just had unbelievable success. Just has exceeded everything that I had hoped or imagined, and that just keeps a fire under me to keep building, to keep growing, to keep on keeping on. And I couldn't do that without you, without people to serve. So thank you so much, and thanks for engaging here. Would love to hear from you, and we'll look forward to talking with you again soon. All right.